Worth.
What's up?
Oh,
What's
and
up?
echo.
Am I echoing?
Hey,
Yeah.
Go
Oh,
Technology on the line tonight.
You got us play. Do you got us playing in the background?
What am I doing? Nope. How about now?
Hello.
Hello,
It's
can you
It's
hear
the
me?
voice of Ted. Ted.
No, there it is. It's still
Can
there.
you? Am I echoing?
The
Yeah.
lingering voice of Ted. Ted.
Ricola.
7 years of broadcasting.
How about now?
That is better. That is
Sweet.
problem
is
solved.
fun.
Thank you, Ted. Welcome, Ted. Good to see you.
Awesome, Teds. You know what? I couldn't help but listen a little bit before I jumped on, and I
I
wanted to say
appreciate
that
you listening.
I know who's got the biggest pores. Out of all the people in all the world, there's a group that has the largest pores.
Could you spell the word for me? Use it in a sentence. This is now spelling bee.
There's a tremendously needy group of people that have the largest pores, and they are called the poor.
I mean, it's just a giant hoax.
Pores
I don't
are
know, man.
holes.
There seems to be disagreement.
Money
no,
isn't
no,
real.
it's serious. I saw a TikTok video about it.
How can
It's
pores
legit.
exist if money isn't real?
It's the damn pause.
It's
How
the
dare
idea. Yes.
So what are you doing to get your green score up, Mr. Ted Gemsworthy? Are you installing furnaces with what is the there's a quality to the furnace, the efficiency, I think, more efficient furnaces?
I have a high efficiency furnace, which means
Okay.
it gets like 90% of the energy out of the fuel that goes into it. So it's a gas furnace, and
Mhm.
the exhaust you can just use PVC pipes because it comes out so cool. And that's the idea, but there's some problem in there. I almost went back over there to check and see because I've been fiddling with it and
Yeah.
thought I fixed it. But
I had
Yeah.
some furnace issues too. She just wasn't turning on like she used to. I think she got a little bit frigid. What was your trick?
I spit on my fingers.
I've used that
Slapped
trick
her
before.
titties a little bit, something like that.
A little
Did
bit.
you
You can't
try?
ignore the girls. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Did you
Yes.
try choking out your furnace a little bit, Ted Allen?
There was concern of gas leakage, and it got a little bit stinky, a little bit intimate. Eggs, I don't know, were they expired? I never ask a furnace her age.
You're supposed to I guess do like a coffee enema before
Oh yeah.
before that happens. I don't know.
With the
No dates
paraplegic.
at Taco Bell.
Yeah, with paraplegic coffee. You don't want to use crappy coffee to put in your butt.
Paraplegic
true.
always.
Still gotta get some video of that one bear you mentioned, Hank the Tank from Tahoe.
Yeah.
Is he out of hibernation?
I don't know if he ever hibernates. He just breaks in and eats people's fucking pastries.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like why hibernate when people have pastries all year long?
Is it like the maple and bacon?
Yeah, look at the size of this. Oops. Look at the size of this fucker.
Oh wow.
Holy smokes.
Yeah. Hank the Tank.
That's not a panda bear for our blind listeners. That is can I say black bear without guilt?
Yeah.
That is a big back black bear.
Is he afraid
Say
of
that
dogs?
5 times fast. Say it 5 times fast like you're Andre 3000.
Big black bear.
Yeah, good job.
Bear.
Yeah. That's great. That's great. That was big back black bear.
Yeah, that's more bear harvest fat than you could possibly harvest. I think that is the fattest fucking bear that's ever been.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Haven't seen a bear in the Ruru Remen leggings.
You could lamplight 1927 Chicago with that bear fat.
Yeah. Hey, Leland, we could bring back the Farmer's Almanac with that bear fat.
Right?
You know, we should bring back the Farmer's Ball Sack Almanac. You know, it's like, it's getting cold. Sack's tightening up.
The ball sack almanac.
It's going to snow.
Yeah, I've noticed about 2.5 inches of shrinkage. I walked outside, I dipped my bare toesies.
Is ball sack in the public domain, or is the writing still under lock and key, another trust of the? Who owns the ball sack writings?
Gemsworthy. Jules did not understand the idea behind our show until you popped in, and apparently you are so Uncle Ted that that made it all understandable.
Are you talking to me?
Yes, Gemsworthy.
So many Teds in the room. Well, thanks. See, I was actually thinking about this today, that you need to make the ball sack almanac, the Farmer's Ball Sack Almanac.
That's the one.
Put it in your farm shorts.
That is the one. The outer cover is made with aged scrotum leather. It will look very similar to the Necronomicon.
How do you age scrotum leather? Don't answer that question. Don't answer that. Save it for the
we want aged scrotum leather anywhere. I think that's we're gonna put that on the big board of bad ideas.
So I have a video.
That's yeah. That if you're gonna do it the Dave Chappelle way, where it's totally Botoxed.
Smooth that out like a fucking Democrat's brain.
Balls smooth as eggs.
Oh fuck.
Freshly peeled, hard-boiled eggs.
Just slick.
Right?
See, they can't be like that, or else you'd spend too much time rubbing them. You'd be like, wow.
As wrinkle-free as an unstitched baseball. I don't know. I'm just...
Oh, I've got a video. Let me...
Y'all, look at the battery pack on...
Oops. Excuse me. Shit.
Why do I feel like that was going to be for a sex toy robot?
Oh, I just realized there's a Neuro jack hanging out backstage.
A what?
I
don't know.
Plug
Neuro jack.
No
Hail
clue.
Neuro jack.
Hello, how are you?
This person's still here. Okay.
We're good. We're good. How you doing, brother?
You're all plugged in, Jack. Let's do a sound test.
Well, that's what it means. It means to jack into your neurology. Like, well, I was going to say something more inappropriate, but we're on YouTube, so.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, you got me in here with the TED Talk. I mean, there's not a lot of people covering Uncle Teddy, our dear brother. So I was just kind of baited in by that title, I think.
We
That's what we're here
appreciate it.
for. We are trying to take a realistic yet comedic look at industrial society and its future, and our place in it. With dick jokes.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta laugh at it, because otherwise you'll cry, or a little bit of both is maybe better. But I do a little bit of shows on these kind of subjects myself, but nothing like this production level.
Where
But
do you do those shows? What are they called? Where can we see them?
Yeah.
well, mostly on this guy's below me's channel. We like to talk about this kind of stuff.
I was just
But
gonna announce him. The Machine Lies. I actually watch his channel on occasion, so I'm aware of who he is for sure.
Yeah, thank you, Balderson. Blessings.
You betcha. You betcha. Welcome.
Well, and what got me interested in you, Balderson, is that you seem to actually know who Owen Benjamin is, which most people on YouTube seem to have forgotten. So I thought that was kind of interesting too.
Oh.
I was personal friends with him for quite
man.
some time. You bet. You bet. And I still enjoy the things that he's pushing. He seems to have dialed back. He went a little nutty for a while, so we haven't talked in a few years. He went a little nutty, but
A little bit.
yeah.
Well, he went a little Uncle Teddy, but I mean, who can blame a guy? I mean, come on.
Yeah. No, I get it. It's gonna happen to all of us.
So when you get kind of nutty, you got to get a skill, learn how to do drywall or gardening or find some hobby. I mean,
Yeah.
you can check out the Farmer's Ballsack Almanac for hobby ideas. Like here's one right now.
Y'all, look at the battery pack on this elk.
3D print your own cock
No, I've
ring.
been doing the nutsack artwork thing for a really long time, and I just couldn't wait to tackle this project.
Well, why?
Didn't have something that fit it just right in the Yeti lineup, so I grabbed a quart-sized mason jar, fleshed it, hit it with some Instatan, then stretched it tight and trimmed up the top. I had some
you gotta trim the top.
and here's what the final product looked like. Standard sack, magnum sack.
So, like, put your macadamias, your almonds,
night.
your hazelnuts.
Never leave those things on the ground. That could be in your home. Who wouldn't be jealous of that? Never, ever stop doing cool stuff, y'all.
Y'all, just because you can.
White Bone Creations.
Battery pack
You
on this.
should.
Good night.
Oh, dude. Could you imagine if you walk over to somebody's house and they hand you a cup of coffee? Like, oh, this is nice. What is this? Help scrotum. That's fuck. Been sitting there just rubbing on an elk scrotum. Sarah Tomato.
There's a lot worse things a man could do than rub on a taxidermy elk scrotum or on is that a mason jar?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Half gallon.
All right.
Okay, look, man, everybody needs a hobby. You know what I mean? And idle hands are the devil's work and all that stuff. I don't want to discourage people from like striking out on their own and embracing their creativity. But if you spend all day playing with elk balls, maybe rethink your habits and your hobbies. Maybe. I don't know. I don't want to be overly judgy or anything like that, but there's so many musical instruments you could learn how to play.
I mean, the sentiment to use every part of the animal, use every part of the deer. If you kill
what
it,
are we showing off here?
Oh yeah,
logical slavery. All right, excellent.
Paper copy, a physical tome of knowledge. You just don't see many books anymore. You just don't see them.
Apparently, the Machine Lies is not a fan of the barn wall. He likes real books.
Well, they keep painting it red with the blood.
Make a bagpipe out of an elk ball sack. Oh my god, that is fucking hilarious.
That's one place to store your marble collection. Marble, not Marvel, guys. Marbles. Cat's eyes. I was still talking to Ted Gemsworthy over there about his furnace woes. Is this a blast furnace?
It is
high intensity.
It's just a heater furnace.
You getting in a pottery? Spinning some clay?
What's that?
Are you trying the pottery wheel?
Oh, it's not that kind of furnace. It's a heater.
Okay.
It's just a heater.
Okay.
It warms the air.
You're having a back pressure problem or lack thereof?
Yeah, that's the problem. It'll run for a few minutes and then it shuts itself down, and then there's like a board and it has a light that blinks, and it says there's a sensor inside the fan that is a pressure sensor, and it.
Yeah, did you get the diagnostic code? We could send that to the technician.
I did all that stuff. I went over to the the technician today, I went over to the shop,
Mhm.
the heating and cooling shop, and I brought all my papers, and I was like just asking some questions because I had some confusion about where the sensor was and how I could get at it. And then we were talking for a while, and then he's like, "Wow, are you gonna come on and join the team?" Because I've been
Mhm.
working on it for so long that I'm reading so much shit about furnaces that I could program your thermostat with both hands behind my back. I could wire
Yeah.
Were you
stuff.
trying to overclock it?
I just want the
Get
damn
it to
thing
run
to
at
heat.
Get it to run at temperatures that are not efficient to be running at, not
Yeah,
allowed to be run at.
I'm trying to keep the room at 72 degrees, and I've got a furnace that
Okay.
heats only, and so I put that to like 73, and then I've got an air conditioner that is just a freaking blaster. Like the heater takes a while to get up to temperature, and the room is big.
Gemsworthy, are you running them at the same time? Is that the problem?
Well, sometimes they overlap, but it's honestly like the furnace just won't come up to temperature. Like it'll get to like 60, maybe 68, and then it clicks off. So like the last thing I did was I never put any water in the P trap. It's like there's this
Mhm.
a condensate that comes out when you burn natural gas. It's like an acidic water, and you have to like put some PVC pipes and truck that stuff outside.
Are you
And then
running clean urine? I mean, that's a personal question. You don't have to answer it, but you're running clean urine
well,
for
I
your
mean,
3-dot
clean
inspection?
is a spectrum.
Okay.
I don't eat unclean urine. I could tell you that much.
Okay.
But yeah, so I tried putting some.
Well, is that because as soon as you cook it up to the point to where you'd be able to physically eat it, like latent behavior kicks in and you crush it up and snort it immediately?
Only if it's crystallized pee.
Right. I mean, I'm not trying to disparage or anything. I would think that if you were to go ahead and go to the trouble of cooking up urine, like old habits would, die hard.
Well,
And you'd be
All
like,
right, would you say that you're just noticing? Is that what you're saying?
maybe we'll muscle pop this shit. I don't know.
Is it a false positive issue?
It's got to be a clean catch. You got to have a clean cup. No hairs, no belly button lint in the cup.
Well, we have a woman who has a electron microscope connected to her computer that might be able to look into the micro.
That is a killer
issues.
setup, even if she's fucking being funny about the actual premise of the information.
So I caught a little bit of that when I was leaving the pool. What were you talking about? Was this a chemtrail thing, or you said there were X's or something?
There's stuff in the snow. What's in the snow, man?
She's claiming to analyze snow because there's been a lot of discussion over the last week or so prior to Snowmageddon 26 or whatever this shit is, where people have been pointing out high amounts of activity with various forms of spraying and like
salt and skies,
HARP-based modifications and stuff like that. And so this lady went and grabbed a mason jar full of snow and stuck it under a microscope and was like, look, there's all these things that don't look like water molecules. Therefore, we're being poisoned. And it's not out of the scope of reality that we are being poisoned, but we were skeptical of the methodology that she employed during the presentation because it seemed like there were a number of different flawed premises, and then like the approach that she went to it wasn't explained. She didn't say what magnification she had it under, stuff like that. So it was wonky.
It's hard to reproduce those results.
Yeah.
Did she collect the snow in a pair of dirty pantyhose?
No, in a mason jar, in a clean.
Just a scoop. Yeah,
she scooped it up off of the hood of the
You have to
Outdoors
go
in the
to
yard.
Japan. There's specific
Mhm.
vending machines and the little bubble machines to get those
Let's go
specific
ahead and play it.
bandages
Let's
you're
go ahead
looking
and
for.
play it again and get Gemsworthy, The Machine Lies,
thank
and
you.
Neurojack's opinions on it.
Sure.
I do have a video. I got to track it down, but a few years ago, I was seeing people burn the snow. And so I made a big snowball. Like Sean Alger was with me, and I made this big snowball. I brought it in over the sink and I hit it with a lighter, and it just turned black. It didn't even
Yeah.
really drip.
That's because water is an excellent heat transfer. And so what it does is it takes that heat from the outside and pulls it to the inside. And so it doesn't melt like people would imagine it
It
would
was
melt.
weird. I even hit it with a torch.
Yeah.
What was the coconut count of
Yeah.
that snowball?
Coconut.
But
count.
I mean, there's consider cultures that lived in Arctic areas and stuff like that, made igloos, and they could burn fires inside the igloo. There'd be a little black residue up at the top from the output of the flame, and it might melt a little bit, but that's the extent of it. And then the structure inside, because of the porous nature that Ben was talking about and the way that it conducts and moves and traps and reflects heat, you can live inside of an ice structure, light a fire, stay alive, sleep through the night for quite a while. And people did that for thousands of years, or at least hundreds of years. And so when you take a lighter to snow or you take a torch to snow, it does behave that way. It's people not understanding the chemical composition of snow, ice, but water in general that are making a lot of hay out of this. But to me, that seems more distractionary because it is obvious as hell that they're spraying all kinds of crap in the sky, and that it usually happens before and during major weather events all over the place.
Yeah.
Bingo.
But this is the lady for you gentlemen who have joined us a little bit late in the program, and her experiment and all that kind of stuff.
Which I appreciate people doing experiments. I don't want to put a damper on that in any way, shape, or form.
Oh, it's
that
fun.
part's wonderful.
Yeah. No, by all means, run it.
We're going to collect a little bit of this snow here. So, all right, guys, we're getting set up to check our snow. Let's see what kind of shit they're putting in this. Not that I'll be able to know what they're putting in it, but we should just see water, right? That's all we should see. Let me adjust my condenser here. Okay, so I'm going to let you guys watch me do this so nobody says I'm doing anything weird. We have our clean microscope slide. We have our fresh snow from outside.
She likes to let us watch.
I'm just going to put a tiny bit on there. So little rocks. All right,
I think that's snow, not rocks.
Cover slide.
This is very purity test coded.
All right,
Cover
not
slides
there.
are lame.
Okay. Let's see. Turn you guys over here.
It's a welcoming message. Let's see
what I'm seeing.
Inclusive languaging.
All right. Let's start. Ooh.
Ooh.
What the fuck is that?
What? She's not going to show us?
Weird.
She does. She
wow. Let me show you guys this.
She's sharing the screen with us at
like
this
a
moment.
lens.
I'm going to flip this camera around. All right, guys.
She's about to flip her lid.
This is really weird because these are not ice crystals. You can clearly see that that is water on my slide.
Is it because the temperature of the room is above
Okay.
freezing?
These look like effing parasites or some type of plastic. And we are seeing these strange X shapes, okay, which look very similar to me, like a chromosome marker. See how shiny blue these are? This is how heavy metals show up in the blood. Now, just to be clear, everyone, this is what snow and water are supposed to look like under a microscope. Not
Did she consult Dr. Emoto?
Yeah, give a bitch a microscope and she becomes a scientist.
What were her intentions with
I
those
mean,
words?
we identified some issues earlier, but what do you guys see just looking at that?
I think she has a big problem, and it's pretty obvious that her pussy is not tax exempt.
Okay.
I see
I'm not
possibility
sure if
of
that is going to affect her scientific inquiry. However, you are correct.
there's a possibility of homeschool pod in her future.
Yeah.
As a substitute science teacher.
Okay. Machine lies. How about you?
Yeah, I mean, it's really.
Is there something we can call you other than the machine lies, or is it like a Tribe Called Quest and we have to say the whole thing?
Yeah, it's. I mean, a
Like
lot
a
of people
pet
say
name
TML.
clickbait.
TML. A lot of people say,
Okay.
So,
Okay. Yeah.
that
I
works
know.
for
We
you.
just met, so I don't.
Yeah, that's shorter for you. Yeah.
I'm trying to figure it all out. Yeah.
Yeah, so she's definitely like not a chemist. I mean, she's kind of like looking at some slides or looking at some X's. It could really be anything. And then just because she has snow and she shows you the snow doesn't mean it's not tampered with. So yeah, it's a total hoax video for sure. Disinfo video, right? Look like for sure.
I have noticed some things over the
says
last
Uncle
probably
Ted
5 or
Talk
10
on
years.
the screen.
There's the toilet. So the water in the toilet, it'd make a ring after a while if you don't clean the toilet. But probably about 2016 or so, like the water leaves these black lines in the toilet. Have you guys noticed that where you're at? Black lines from the water.
You gotta pour vinegar into the filter thing, and that'll prevent it. And then you gotta clean the toilet after you pour vinegar inside of it. All right. It's like a solution to get rid of the black.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe it's just here, but I noticed
Have you read the Michael, is it Crichton or Crichton novels?
No.
I think he talks about this.
Like the Andromeda strain. Whatever.
Well, they have the technology to take the DNA from the snow crystals to resurrect whatever they want. I don't know if it's mammalian or
Repeat
reptilian.
what you just fucking said?
They have the technology to take from the snow crystals the information, the code of creation for a life form, and then they put it into their machine, and then it spits out, maybe a proto-bird-like thing, cold-blooded but feathers.
That was encoded. That somehow that was encoded into the snow.
It's holofractal, man.
That lady, is her name Janice? With the telescope, with the microscope, does she have the technology?
I don't think she'd show it. They'd probably try to take it away from her.
Right.
Yeah.
They'd probably raid that cabin, man.
What I found interesting in this is just a couple of years ago, you saw these same experimentations being done, and it was all about nanobots and blah blah blah. Well, just recently, didn't they say that whole thing about plastics in the air and plastics everywhere? And now the things that they see are plastics. Like whatever the current bad guy boogeyman is, that's obviously what they see in that fucking microscope. It's not It's not nanobots anymore, or Morgellons. Morgellons was the big name for it. What, like 7 years ago, it was always called Morgellons, and then it moved to nanobots, and now we're to plastics, that they're turning us all into plastic.
It turns out Morgellons, it was just a bunch of people on meth.
Yeah, there's plenty of those.
I hate to say it, and I don't want to be judgmental. And seeing where she's at in that cabin, there's this phenomenon of transference of bodily fluids, but with also glitter. She might have had a past as a dancer of the exotic arts in certain places where she
could
might
be a
have transferred.
festival chick. Ted Allen, let's not even turn her into a stripper. She
There
could just
could
be
be
a dumb
glitter in the
hippie.
cabin.
She could be a
Trace-
dumb raver chick. She doesn't
Okay,
have to
yeah.
be a full blown half a whore. Let's dial it back a little bit. You know.
Hold on,
it
are
could
you
be
hold on though?
Yep.
Hold on though. Are you putting raver chick above whore? Because I would kind of consider that the other way, because the raver chick will do all the things the whore would do, only you don't got to pay for it. She's
She'll
just
do
willing
it
to
for a
do that
glow
with
stick and a
anybody.
half a tab.
Yeah.
Are we
I
having
know
to
she rides the
count
pole,
the
but
beats per minute here? Get down to the granularity. It could be graphene, but honestly, at this point, I've seen the video twice. I'm gonna go with
I
glitter.
forgot about graphene.
glitter.
Forgot about
She
that.
could also be the hapless parent of a kindergartner or first grader who comes home as a walking glitter bomb damn near every day. And you just can't get that shit out of your life for
We have to tear the
it's
schools down and
roaches
rebuild
and
them.
glitter, and that's
without
what's gonna be
glitter.
left after the fucking apocalypse. There'll be fucking glitter, there'll be gay fucking Elton John Liberace roaches just running around the planet. They're gonna have the whole thing to themselves. And
Glittery sunglasses.
the whole time, dude.
Absolutely fabulous.
Yeah, with all like 6
Absolutely.
arms, just and that's life after humans.
Which brings us to our Uncle Ted advice piece for today. If you decide to stop by the strip club, gentlemen, you must burn everything that was in the strip club, because no matter what you do, that glitter will survive and it will be found.
Take the
Put
same
back in open
precautions
water.
that you would for poison oak. All right.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
layer up in like all exposed surfaces. You want to cover in baby oil first.
Yeah.
Right. Then you apply the anti stripper germ chemicals to the rest of your exposed surfaces. And then once you're in your Tyvek suit with your giant fucking Oakley ski goggles on, then you can safely enter the strip club, as long as you have a t-shirt cannon that fires $1 bills from a distance.
Yeah. And don't get in your car.
If at all possible, throw weaker men in front of you as the strippers approach for more money. You want to make sure that there's a nice buffer zone between you and the money grubbing whore.
Yeah, this will not protect you from direct contact.
Safety first, gentlemen. We're all about safety first.
Yeah,
And
there
you
is
gotta Uber
no,
straight
there
to
is
the car
no
wash.
sufficient shield for direct contact, gentlemen. None.
So, do you want to take her to carbon court and see what Judge Judy says about her emissions?
I was at a strip club once, you guys, and I was with a friend, and he wanted to go to the strip club because it was his birthday.
Oh,
So
Yeah,
we
it
were
was
sitting
his
there.
fault.
It was
He
his
won.
birthday. He was so excited. He wanted to go to
It's always
Cinco
a friend,
Cero
right?
Cinco.
Right? Ted Jimsworthy, always
Oh,
a
yeah.
friend.
The 505 Club. You remember that one in Gresham?
is that
So,
an area code?
That's the Cinco Cero Cinco is what we called it, but it's the 505 Club. I was there one time and there was a shooting right over my shoulder, like I could see down the barrel of the gun that the bouncer pulled out to shoot the gangbangers who were moving in on his territory. And then I dove in between. I threw a stripper down in between two video poker machines, and ducked down. I looked around, everybody's just like standing there like, huh, what's that? And then she like ran over and grabbed a napkin and gave me her phone number because I saved her. But
You're like, I wasn't saving you. I needed to hold you up in front of me like Patty.
but she was nuts. Walked away from that. But anyway, it was my buddy's birthday.
Jim fucking called her back up like, yeah, I want some hero pussy.
Macadamia or hazelnut?
Did you have to shave your crotch like you had crabs to get rid of the glitter?
They also have those Brazil nuts.
That's the exit strategy is the stripper glitter removal shampoo.
Sometimes they'll cut a
That's
coconut
what we
in half.
need to develop, or at least like a instant freaking like a wet wipe thing. You get into your truck
Like a
after you
Mando
leave the
wipe
strip
with
club,
disinfectant on it.
Alcohol on it so you can burn it.
guaranteed glitter remover. Also takes the smell of vanilla and cocoa butter and mixed child support payments out of any transference that might have got onto you. Look, this is a game changer. It is.
Dude, we need to hit Mando up with this.
So my buddy, he was like, the stripper's up there dancing, and he's smiling at her, and she's like, hi, how's it going? He's like, it's my birthday. And she's like, oh yeah. And she leans over and she grabs her breast and she squirts breast milk into his beer, fills the thing up with like on the top, like a layer of fresh stripper mommy breast milk.
Frothy.
And he just started grinning, and he like chugs that beer faster than I've ever seen anybody chug a beer, and I just about puked myself.
I would have thrown up on the stripper.
And my friend.
That's my last night
Gentlemen,
at that club.
gentlemen,
Yeah.
Your manners. You're supposed to
It
say
was
thank
rough.
you for this generous gift, and then whatever happens after the thanks is up to the universe at that point. Just let fate play out.
Let fate play out. There's probably a hungry child somewhere.
Wow.
I mean, we have a leviathan growing
I gotta
in the
tell you,
Atlantic Ocean right now.
if you're getting stripper titty milk, it's probably for the best that the kid isn't getting that titty milk. That's probably in the long run a good thing.
And why is she stripping again already if she's still lactating? You just punched out a kid out of that fucking box. Like, you're still lactating, lady. Go home.
Well, we really couldn't tell if it was her first kid or her seventh kid. It's really hard
Right?
to tell. Cinco Ceto Cinco.
Motherhood is such a sacred institution. And thank you for all the hardworking mothers out there. Hardest job ever.
Hardworking mothers like listening
Raising
to
boys in this economy.
I mean,
Velvet
I'm a
Revolver.
fucking dairy farmer, and that's got me too far. I'm just like, I'll make a crack about the occasional fucking milking a chick, but I did never. Wow. Like, is that like rather than a white Russian, is that like a white trailer park or something like that? What would you even call that?
It's a white blue ribbon.
I wouldn't limit it to geography.
Coors Light.
We are in a global culture today. I don't think there are borders anymore. I mean, those bookstores
Hey,
are closed.
look, at least you didn't get the Bush Light. That would have been even more gross.
Oh, geez, yeah, never did
You
that.
know? Yeah,
Played a lot
I mean,
of pool.
if it was Stroh's, it might have actually made it better.
that'd be strokes.
And Bush was
There's a lot of
presidential
that
for a
going
while.
on.
Yeah.
I don't know if that classes it up any.
The other dude's like, no, this is too far for me. I can't.
Oh, we lost one.
Yeah.
Oh,
he's
no.
like titty milk into a beer. That is too far.
Oh, sorry,
Yeah, I
guys.
mean, directly to the Neuro link jacked into that. That's just
Who
too
would have guessed that
cerebral.
Gemsworthy was the one that was going to be too offensive?
Mm-hmm.
We thought Ted Steves and I had that, like, we had that market cornered. Gemsworthy comes in there with the fucking most offensive story in the fucking show's history.
People are losing their minds over this Leviathan image.
Well,
I've
bring
got
it
here. Ted will bring it up.
Well, of course Ted will.
I mean, I'm trying to segue to it in a gentlemanly manner.
No, you're not. You're doing it in the most non sequitorial fashion imaginable because
I'm
that's
not a
your
secretary.
lane.
I'm not
Like
a
we're all
secretary.
riffing and we're in a solid groove, and you're like, but fire hydrant, gas station, beehive. And that's the non sequitur into whatever we're talking to.
FBB? What is that? Let's see. Acronym. So this is via Trap Appalachian, 2 ends there. This image is making the rounds on the social medias. Do you see something here? And this picture here, it looks like an ocean. I think the water is blue, but then there's some other lines here. Are you seeing it clearly?
Is this how to prove we're not a robot? Is this a CAPTCHA?
It could be. We'll evaluate your answers after the stream ends.
If we ran this image, the image on the right, through AI and told it to make it look like a snake head or a dragon head, it would look exactly like the image on the left. It would, but you'd have to tell it to look like that.
So
because
I know
it doesn't.
I
So where
know
is
that
this? What is
David Icke is busy planning for Anarchapulco, and he's the resident reptilian expert. He's not available for comment at this time. We'll get back to him later, but right now, this image is the most important
I can
image on the
call
internet.
Gareth right now, but it's 4:00 in the morning in the UK, so I don't think he'll wake up.
Well, that's when I got my Easy Heat delivered. We have, the city never sleeps. We have 24-hour 7 services, 7 days a week, 24 hours.
So where is this picture on the right supposedly representing?
Yeah.
What I would like to see what is that on the overlaid on the North American map?
Right?
Yeah,
we have
this is tightly
out?
cropped. Yeah, I don't know. I could scroll down, but I think this is just the image. People are comparing it to
the
Leviathan.
ocean?
This is the ocean.
Are the people that are talking and comparing, are they idiots?
Machine lies. In case you don't get it yet, feel free to jump in at any point, brother, and just.
Oh yeah, you kind of got to get in where you fit in. It's elbows out, knees up, keep moving. If somebody falls down, pick them up.
For sure.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just here because of the name. Ted. So I was, I'm just really interested in that subject.
You look like you might be able to charm snakes. You put a snake in a
right, exactly right.
A bowl, a jar, a pot, or a basket, and then if you could just whistle the tune correctly, I think you'll charm this Leviathan and save the entire eastern seaboard. I get my east-west mixed up sometimes. I'm in the Midwest,
right.
So I don't know.
You actually, Machine Lies, you look like every member of Soundgarden blended together as one human being.
For sure. Yeah, I haven't seen that.
And I mean that with all love and respect. I do. But you look like the entire band just smushed together as one guy.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
So the meteorologists have been replaced, and now we have to sort of crowdsource the analysis of these weather maps that they're sending us to our social medias. And people have analyzed the snake eyes to see that there is a snake image in this weather map.
What's the rest of it?
Is it coming or is it going?
What is it? Like, this
Yeah.
Is it birthing or is it dying? Yes. That's the story. So we're trying to find the mythology that matches the climate change situation here.
Do you know how much Google Earth is just made up? Especially in the oceans.
What is this?
And that's the conversation we're having. What is this? Is the question everyone's asking. It's a weather beyond the fact that it's clearly a weather map. But what are we seeing here, and what are the dangers?
Weather?
don't
Is
think
it
it's
some kind of structure under the water? Is it a?
It might be approaching the Bermuda Triangle, if that helps.
Do you know the location of it? Approaching the Bermuda Triangle. Is it the
At
Bimini
the
Road?
Atlantic Ocean.
I mean, like, is this in? I guess the Atlantic doesn't get super deep, super fast. It's kind of like shallow, and it goes out for a really long ways. So you could probably see stuff underneath of it. But
Mhm.
so is there more than this little head
It
looking
might
image?
be upset about Greenland, but I don't want to read too much into it.
I have for everybody in the audience.
I don't think it's
I
Antarctica. I think it's Anacondica.
Anacondica.
Yeah.
Correct.
Get me
So-
off this planet with these fucking snakes.
Right.
Was Jenny from the Block in that movie? Jennifer Lopez?
An Anaconda or Anaconda 2?
Yeah.
Oh, they made a sequel of that?
I
don't
put
know. Sounds
the
like it.
Machine Lies and Neurojack's YouTubes in the main Benjamin Balderson
Yeah, thank you.
horizontal chat for anybody that wants to check those out.
Yeah, Neurojack gets more banned than I do, actually. You know,
So,
it's-
Ted's, I
Yeah.
thought it might be fun to take a look at some of the emergent technology for the year that we are currently inhabiting in 2026. And I know we did a segment a few weeks ago on the CES humanoid robots and stuff like that, and the CES technology, but this goes a little bit further.
Perfect. Oh,
Let's talk about the Noki Neural Earbuds, because this is where everything starts getting interesting. These just won the Best of Innovation Award at CES 2026 in the accessibility category, and the moment I understood what they actually do, I realized we're crossing a threshold we can't come back from. These aren't earbuds in any traditional sense. They don't even prioritize audio. What they do is read the micro movements inside your ear canal combined with facial gestures you don't even realize you're making. Clench your jaw slightly, lights turn on. Tilt your head left, thermostat adjusts. Raise an eyebrow, your wheelchair moves forward. I spent about 2 hours testing these, and the learning curve is real. The first 20 minutes felt like I was trying to write with my non-dominant hand. Every command took concentration, and I accidentally triggered things I didn't mean to. But around the hour mark, something clicked. My brain started mapping these micro gestures automatically. It's the same way you learn to type without looking at your keyboard. The technology uses air pressure sensors that detect changes in your ear canal as small as 0.1 millimeters, combined with motion tracking that picks up head movements down to half a degree.
Now, before we go further with this, how much micro radiation do you think is being pumped into your cerebral cortex at all times with these things in your ear hole?
Well, Ted, do we have the tools to measure that, or is it just too small?
I think there are tools to measure that. I mean, you could probably check it just based off of frequency to what, and compare that with frequencies that are currently known to be disruptive or even, almost antagonistic or harmful to human beings. Seems like
Yeah,
that would be pretty easy.
The human brain chooches along at like is it like 8 hertz or something? It's the same sort of frequency as the Schumann resonance. So like if you're putting some stuff in your head, it's going to change, it's going to affect the way that the frequency of your brain chooching along, the electrical signals in your brain are going to get dysregulated to the natural reality you're supposed to be in. That can't be good.
I mean, it is a seemingly a full alteration or augmentation of the environment. And that's going to throw off every natural barometer and sensor that we're born with.
I could imagine like a whole room full of folks wearing those things, twitching around like they got Tourette's, like popping their head around, and it just, some of the technology, the way that people look when they use it is just ridiculous. Like people walking around talking on earbuds, you know?
Yeah, like when the Bluetooth phones first came out and jackasses are just talking into the air, and you're like, "What the fuck is that guy doing?"
God damn, we're not in the middle of a movie. What are you doing being so loud?
Yeah. What's up, Toasty? Didn't see you, brother. Yeah, that's my concern immediately when I saw it was, what is that thing training you to do? Because, like, obviously, what he's doing is he's not training that thing. That thing is training him. That certain ticks and twitches and motions make certain things happen. What's it doing in his head? What's it setting up?
I know there was a patent that Apple Computer filed probably like 15 or 16 years ago before, well, who knows when they got the technology to make it, but it was like an earbuds, like the I earbud pros or something. Anyway, it was like these earbuds, and they could actually read your brain waves with the like you had those sensors on your head. The magnetic field and receiver was so sensitive that it could actually, like probably the way that they can tell who was in a room by scanning the Wi-Fi signal in the room. They can kind of map the thing. So they can map the brain waves, and then as you're scrolling through your phone or watching a movie or whatever you're looking at, your brain maps. The thing sees what you're looking at, and it maps what you're looking at in the system. And so after a while, they could tell what you're thinking once the thing figures out how your brain works.
Yeah, they actually have this at MIT, and it's actually pretty old stuff. Where they have what they call it is a non-surgical brain implant. So I put a video for it in the back, but the technology was already there. When they were beginning, because when DARPA created the MIT lab, they wanted to do a computer mind interface. I think this was in 1985, right? So this is when they started to begin to make computers.
Yeah, the whole the brain computer interface thing is realistically like a 60-year project that has been in development, picked up by, like, of course, Elon Musk with Neuralink, but a handful of other companies that have surpassed Neuralink over the last couple of years in terms of what they've been able to develop and release. But thanks, man. Let's take a look at this here real quick.
Yeah, that other one's also only 1:30, so you can play that one too after we get done with this one.
I've got one too.
Symbiosis, we have developed nanoelectronics at wafer scale and lifted them off the substrate to create free-floating, subcellular-sized wireless electronic chips with record power conversion efficiency. Then we have attached these electronic chips with living biological cells to create unique cell electronics hybrids, which fuses the versatility of electronics with the biological prowess of living cells. These hybrids can be placed inside the body with a simple injection in the arms, and they can travel seamlessly through the body fluids without being attacked by the immune system. These hybrids enable the first demonstration of electronics which can even cross the intact blood-brain barrier and autonomously recognize a target disease region in the brain and self-implant there. These electronics provide precise electrical stimulation of the brain, enabling surgery-free brain-computer symbiosis for transcending humans beyond diseases and biological limitations.
Let me ask you guys a question.
Yes.
Just one?
Just one for now. For now. We will, of course, discuss and dissect this. But I'm curious, do you think in the future all newsreel expository voices will be done in that particular Indian accent? And we'll all just have to spend eternity developing new humps in our neck, leaning in like fucking old people trying to drive with the sound down while we're trying to fucking park in order to parse just a couple of fucking words to see what we can glean from this? Is that our future?
Yes, when they came for the meteorologists who were speaking clearly and correctly and showing us the weather maps, they all lost their jobs, and we didn't riot. We didn't complain about it. We didn't demand to have our weather read to us by wizened white men. This is what we get. This is our technological future. It's brown.
There will be a parsing from the moral center point of the neurological specter of the sphincter of the, and that's you're like, but you could have had an AI do this in a classy British broad voice, or we could have had the dulcet tones of Morgan Freeman tell
or an
us
Asian
this.
lady.
Yeah.
Can I inject a 16-year-old Wang real quick?
Please use that. Yeah, if you're going to inject,
I
use
would
a
rather
new
not
needle.
see your 16-year-old Wang, but
Well, yeah, it's a video. It's
It's a new needle to inject with.
2 minutes long. This video was uploaded to YouTube 16 years ago, and this technology must have gone straight to DARPA after this video was made. Dr. Wang is the scientist who is in charge of it.
When you say went straight to DARPA and other military projects fund 95% of this science.
I'm sure
fund it
that's what
direct.
happened.
You have
'Cause
to say it
I haven't
twice,
heard
maybe
anything.
3 times.
Yeah.
So
After-
DARPA, or DARPA.
So this line of study, like, there's nothing about it. Like, I haven't seen hardly anything about it. Like, it went silent after this video, and I'm pretty sure that they jumped into something pretty awesome, and are way more advanced than it right now. But
Dude, I got chills when it said it crosses, and she said it
The
like
blood-brain
it's crossed the blood-brain barrier.
Yeah.
It's
like it's an accomplishment.
Yeah, and they have other devices that you basically just wear on your face, and you can
Mhm.
have two-way communication with devices, like just like
Oh,
you know,
wow.
you just control like apps and like your TV, and like instead of like a remote control where you just wear the thing on your face. I got like that video too, where it's like a device they
Yeah,
made.
you're welcome to use the share screen for anything or drop anything into the private chat. And
Yeah,
we'll-
this is the other one I got. I'll share it. You know, it's called Alter Ego. It's interfacing with the devices, right? So as she was saying, you can have a symbiosis between the person and the computer with the you know, when you inject the nanos, you know. But this is a different thing where you wear it on your face. And of course, there's another you know, handsome brown gentleman here, right?
They all go to MIT.
So
They're
get
all
used to-
going to MIT. Getting
Right,
those scholarships.
exactly.
oh wow,
Hey,
Ted,
look, you didn't have to say anything. You know?
on his face. God.
10:43 a.m.
Another item with the whole bone conduction, like the lollipops we looked at last week or the week before.
Total $10.07.
Could the technology look more retarded to wear?
that's how you want it. It could be designed that way.
Hey, remember when we used to pick on all of the brace face queers who had the headgear and stuff like that? Strap that on, dork. Get out there in the world and go make it happen.
It's so much easier to do than just look at your watch to see the time.
Oh, watches are for either rich people or peasants, Ben. Everyone else has a phone to tell them what to do.
Yeah.
If you're
Can you
not
play
Bert
the-
Kreischer or Joe Rogan, you don't have a collection of 850 watches bare minimum, then you're just, some, towelhead Casio wearing freaking nobody.
Or Buzz Aldrin, he's got like 4 watches on each arm. You ever seen
Right?
that guy?
Heck yeah.
Batshit crazy.
He is engaged in drug smuggling operations with that many watches on each arm. That's what he's going and converting cocaine money and taking it to the freaking Diamond District in New York and being like, lay a bunch of Rolexes on me. I'm trying to get across customs.
Can you play the screen I'm sharing?
Yeah.
Real quick. This is what I was talking about earlier. Let me find the play button here. Okay.
More and more, we will be able to measure and understand how our brain cells function. Deciphering our consciousness is another question. But the experiments of Dr. Yang Dan have proved that in principle, it is possible to read and to understand the brain.
I didn't know that we started this thing again. So this is a digitized movie. We present this to the animal and we record the activity of their visual neurons. And these electrical signals that we recorded from will travel through these cables.
She managed to tap the vision from the brain of a cat and to reconstruct what the cat sees onto a computer screen.
So this is a digitized movie. This particular movie is a short clip from Indiana Jones, I think.
Here we see the two images next to each other. On the left, the image that was shown to the cat. At the right, the image that is tapped out of the cat's brain.
The picture has a lot of random flickering, the noise. That's probably the noise of the actual neurons, because they sometimes fire spontaneous spikes. We consider those noise, but maybe they reflect something else, maybe the thoughts or something. But we can distinguish that. So when we use all of those, thinking that they represent visual information, this is the reconstruction that we come up with.
It is the first time an image was tapped from a brain. It proves that we can read and understand the grammar of it. The face is recognizable, but I still can't avoid the impression that the face has something cat-like.
That was from 16 years ago. This was uploaded.
Yep.
Ooh.
And I think.
Oh, go ahead.
I think I heard that they have the technology this day where they can put those visual sensors on your brain and actually show on a video screen what you're dreaming.
Well, I mean,
true.
yes, that's true. And then this is, again, back to the emergent technology for this year. This is what people are putting out into the marketplace.
But enhancing what your body can do is only half the equation. What if you could also see exactly what's happening inside your body while you're pushing those limits? The PointFit Sweat Patch won a CES 2026 Innovation Award for turning something you already produce, sweat, into a real-time health dashboard. This tiny patch analyzes biomarkers directly from your skin, including lactate, cortisol, and glucose. Signals that normally require lab work, needles, and waiting for results. The lactate monitoring is where this gets practical immediately. Lactate is the compound that builds up when your muscles shift from aerobic to anaerobic energy production. Basically, it's the line between efficient training and fatigue. Serious athletes pay hundreds of dollars for finger prick lactate tests during training sessions. With PointFit, you see that threshold as it happens, continuously, with no interruption. The patch uses a nanomembrane sensor system that's been validated against clinical blood testing. So, this isn't guessing, it's measuring. The first generation focuses on lactate, but the platform is designed to expand into continuous glucose monitoring for diabetics, stress tracking through cortisol levels, and even kidney health markers.
And continuous harvesting and selling of all of your personal data to any third-party company that wants it.
Really, then you could absolutely see people's reactions to any event, and especially in today's digital era where they can just absolutely make shit up and see how you react to it, and then they can make fine-tuning adjustments that we would never consider.
Yeah. And to think that all it's doing is measuring biomarkers for your health while you exercise is naive on a level that should preclude you from engaging in any sort of conversation or debate about the subject. Really should.
Well, it's the same thing as those people that think that Neuralink implants are just going to make them smarter and easier to argue with the computer with, and not realizing that that implant is going to corrupt your own brain and make you a slave to whatever inputs you're being fed.
Well, what are you going to be, one of them fags wearing the fucking big face mask one and not get the cool hidden implant one?
Right?
Yeah.
Pork.
Jeez.
Yeah, that's true.
Don't talk to this guy.
Nerd.
He's got band-aids on his face.
Doing walking around with a half a chin strap.
You trying to look like fucking Picard from the Borg episodes? What are you doing over here?
Embed that shit like a real man.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where it's going. Yeah, it's very difficult to argue around that. I maintain that nobody wants this shit. It's just being forced on us, and we're all getting told that it's the only way that we're going to be able to live anymore. And it's to the detriment of 100% of us, even the people that are pushing the technology.
Ted Stevens, have you seen the video celebrating the life of Stephen Hawking?
What also bothers me a lot, people don't understand how slow their conscious mind is and how fast their unconscious mind is. One of the only things that I got out of when they forced me to go through drug treatment was they sat a whole bunch of people down and they were monitoring their brains, and they would show them pictures that would move so fast you never got to stop and recognize what any one of those pictures was. It just flipped through it too fast for you to register it. Your brain, every time your drug of choice would get flipped up in front of your face, even though you didn't recognize it, your fucking subconscious did. And it was like, ooh, like for me, ooh, weed. Yeah. Can we smoke some weed? I like weed. Like, and so whatever your drug of choice was, your subconscious caught that and activated and started actually making moves based off of that your conscious brain never, ever had any part of. And so knowing that, they're dicking around inside your head. Again, just like when I was talking about that first product we looked at where I was like, that thing's programming him, not the other way around.
Yeah.
What are they going to program inside your brain that your conscious brain will never catch on to?
You know, that's real stuff. Because I mean, like the first cup of coffee in the morning, I can smell that first cup of coffee and I have to poop. Like every time.
Your whole body starts acting like it already happened. They say that for a regular drug user, like anything that's in the ritual of you doing the drugs, you actually start getting high as soon as that ritual begins, not when you start using the drugs. So let's say every day you get off work, you go home and you sit down and you lay out a little setting and you pull out your pipe and your weed and you grind it up and you do this. When you started even doing that ritual at all, your body already started reacting like, yeah, this is the deal. Yes. Like, and so the thought that they're going to do that, they could possibly do that in so many different ways. I mean, imagine if they want you to be angry. Like, think about like the recent riots. What if they want you to be angry and they just start hitting little spikes in your fucking brain that make that show up, and you don't even know why you're angry. You're just getting crazed.
Yeah, you remember those long distance commercials a long time ago, back in the 90s or something? They had these like AT&T long distance commercials, and like everybody was like, "Oh, it makes me cry," and like it was like an epidemic. Everybody was talking about how these like, "Oh, I miss my person who's really far away," and everybody would cry that was watching it. Well, I heard, I don't know if this is true, but they were experimenting with manipulating people subliminally, and they put a frequency in the commercial that actually made people cry. You know, an emotion triggering thing. So like it was a big experiment, like a worldwide experiment to see if it worked on everybody, and it did, because like everybody was like it was a whole thing where people would joke around about like, "Oh, it's so emotional. Did you just watch a AT&T commercial?" I don't know if you guys remember those.
Vaguely.
Yeah.
I spent most of the late 90s and early 2000s without like TV entirely.
That's great.
Or like I'd catch shit in hotel rooms or something like that. Like I've seen 15 or 20 minutes of 40 Sopranos episodes.
Yeah, I watched TV pretty heavy until 1996 when I graduated from high school and moved the fuck out.
Mm-hmm.
And then barely saw it.
I also graduated in 96. I did.
Where do you get the fourth dimensional Soprano videos?
I watched TV when I was in prison. That was pretty much my TV experience. And one of the only times in my life I ever had cable.
You know, they digitally added chemtrails to The Sopranos.
Uh-huh.
Is that just in the 4D version?
Like they re-released it on disc or something, and it came back out, and they put chemtrails in the sky.
Ha!
Disney has been doing that for years, man. I remember reporting on this on AM Wake Up like 4 years ago. But Disney had hired a guy to go back in and paint chemtrails into Disney films for when they re-released them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh man. They're the memory hole in that shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's so fucked up. I think this is where Berenstain comes from.
Dude, I found a weird one the other day, and I don't know if it's true because I haven't rewatched the movie, or if it was just somebody weirded out. But supposedly, the grape scene in American History X is not in there anymore.
Oh, they may have removed it. I don't know. I haven't
But
watched
the story
it,
I was reading, it literally says it never was in there, that it only mythologically exists and possibly.
Oh no, it doesn't mythologically exist, man.
That's what I'm saying. Like all of us were traumatized by that.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like that's like that in Pulp Fiction, like two of the most traumatizing moments of my young adult life. Like, oh,
there was secondhand and
I shouldn't be
third-hand
allowed in
trauma.
rated R movies. Why did I come that in that one with the flash dance dude and all them and the little kids, and they're all graping the little kids in the prison and shit, and like the boys home? I was like, I left that movie. I was like, I shouldn't have been allowed in this.
Is that a Stephen King book?
What the fuck am I in here for? Yeah, I'm leaving.
Yeah. See, there's some GIMP speak in chat. Have you guys seen the parade of Stephen Hawking's?
What?
Got a video here. Yeah, Stephen Hawking. There's multiple models of the Stephen Hawking's. It's the vertical video in the shares. This is Cadiz, Spain here. There might be better quality versions of it, but you can see, it's a parade of Stephen Hawking's. I don't know what kind of tan khaki jacket he's got on.
What do you think of Mr. Hawking there, Machine Lies?
Probably just a fraud. I don't know. I'm not big on like science, and I'm a huge like anti-philosophy guy.
Is he wearing an ascot?
Well,
Yeah, I mean, like,
explain yourself on that.
If people from balconies start pummeling them with beads, they have to take their sport coat off.
I don't think he could take a pummeling from the bees. They would impact the skin. He'd turn purple. It's very
I mean, how come
fragile.
they don't have? I don't understand why they don't have a bunch of midgets running around.
They should all be on a couple of floats, dude.
Yeah.
They should have like just the freaking hawking. I mean, sure. Run a wheelchair over the cobblestone streets of Spain. Why
I can
not?
guarantee this is not artificially intelligently generated imagery. This is an actual parade. Cadiz, Cadiz, Spain. It's a
Cadiz
real
nuts.
parade. These are real people.
So,
in
so,
real
so this is
wheelchairs.
this is basically the opposite of the running of the bulls.
This is what happens when your country has universal health care and like fucking 85 days of paid vacation a year.
Well, this is what happens when we're all Stephen Hawking now, and to induce handicaps to make us stronger and smarter than the average man. This is the result of it. We all become a Stephen Hawking cyborg thing. There are downsides.
Invite to the island.
That's an interesting idea, but I think it is. I think you're right about the island, Ted Steves. I think these are the young girl on Epstein Island, Stephen Hawking's love children. He was on Epstein Island making these babies, and they're going to be
They
ruling the
built
world.
a tunnel from the Zorro Ranch to Cadiz, Spain. And they're just filtering all of the Zorro Ranch babies into Spain. And now it's the parade of the Hawkings.
Yeah, and rather than the running of the bulls, this is the rolling of the gimps.
You messed with science, Jeffrey Epstein. This is what you fucking get. You get a bunch of frauds
will
and
never be the same.
wheelchairs rolling around with a fucking, auto-tune keyboard.
These gentlemen are all handy capable. They're all autonomous men moving at their own free will at a
They're
pace of
capable
comfort.
of committing felony fraud.
Oh yeah.
Well, that'll be decided in the court of law, not on a TED Talk on a Tuesday.
They're indicted in this particular court of TED.
Yes. The machine lies. You said you're an anti-philosopher. Would you explain
Oh, yeah.
what that means?
Yeah, definitely. I think that like religion is tied to like ethnos, right? So I think like I mean, and I think the original religion was about nature, how nature is intelligent, how it's got like spirit aspects to it. So I think like the loss of traditions, the loss of the sacred, the desacralization of nature, right? And the global like sort of monoculture, right, that exists today, right, are sort of a product of like sort of science and liberalism. I call it techno-liberalism, right? Like I'm like one of the influences on on Uncle Teddy was this French guy named Jacques Ellul, right? And he said he said liberalism gave birth to its executioner, which is the technological state. Right. So he said that, liberalism sort of formed the technological society, and that's what sort of takes out liberalism. Right. So there's no liberalism left, that like, that science created liberalism and liberalism created the technological society.
Yeah, the mechanisms by which technocracy is implemented remove all aspects of foundational classical liberalism from society.
Right, exactly. So that's sort of it was actually Ellul and another guy, named named Lewis Mumford, right? Both of them had a huge influence on
Mumford was the dude who was like way into property rights, right?
Lewis Mumford is a guy who coined the quote, "Man is a symbol making animal," and this sort of really influenced a lot of ideas, because he sort of brought this idea that culture, right, that technology that's influenced by culture is different than than the mechanistic technology. So the machine is sort of like an anti-social thing, right? So Mumford sort of had this idea about mechanization, that it sort of creates a monoculture, a sort of global culture, right, as opposed to techniques that are sort of driven by tools, right? So he talked about sort of tools versus machines, and how tools are kind of superior to machines because every culture made their own type of tools, right? So you can't sort of condense them into one way of doing things, right? But technology, especially like the machine, because the machine has a sort of collective incubation, right? So they talk about two elements that Ellul talks about. One is monism, right? Which is that once you use once you use one machine, you basically use them all, because a bunch of machines contain different parts for other things.
Yeah.
Right? So this sort of collective incubation of technology, like on a grand scale, right, with the development of machines. And then you have another idea called universalism, right? To go with the monism, there's universalism. And that means that technology sort of transcends like cultural boundaries, right? So it sort of creates a global culture, right? Because it creates a sort of need for international trade. It creates, sort of multiculturalism and all that sort of stuff.
I would have to agree. The machine, the high technology, like even something like changing our atmosphere and making our homes, our works, our everything, our cars, everything. Like you, as a culture across the world, we don't experience seasons anymore. We don't experience variances in things. What difference does it make if you live in the desert or in Antarctica if you're constantly in climate control? Like,
right. And you get on the freeway and you see the same nondescript gray or brown McDonald's, Starbucks, fucking
Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah. It's just repetition, and it's the desecration of innovation. It's the desecration of art. It's the inversion of all things that are sacred. And people continue to cheer it on because for some reason or another, they wind up being like partisan hacks. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what goes to one of the huge things that Uncle Teddy and Ellul talked about, which is this idea of liberalism or leftism, right? And how it's sort of the default view of the technological like sort of system, right? That sort of, it seems to like that it engenders liberalism as a sort of psychological landscape, because it has a dual effect in sort of massification on the one end, but also alienation on the other end. So it both isolates and collectivizes, and that exacerbates the two ends of liberalism, right? Which is the individualism and the collectivism, right? So it's sort of like, ramps this thing up, to where, you're a global citizen and sort of you have this, global identity. And that's where Ellul sort of developed a sort of credo against that, right? Which was plan locally, think globally, right? He sort of created the philosophy of personalism, and he said we need to foster the local communities, and you see that most of the people that understand the situation that we're in, they're going to point towards smaller communities.
Right, because the logical conclusion of that is like a forced imposed schizophrenia where you've got multiple separate identities that are competing for space for all of your time and energy, where you have to be concerned about absolutely everything that's happening in every corner of the world that you'll never be able to have any impact in whatsoever. And then you have to be concerned about, like, it's just this mass propaganda machine that is structured to get you to have visceral emotional reactions to all of the weird shit going on everywhere in the world, and it splits you into so many different pieces of care that you don't have any left over for your immediate situation. And that's when they get you by the balls, because they can be like, oh, are you distraught, frustrated? Do you feel like you don't have a place in the world and you can't affect it? That's okay. We've got universal basic income, and we've got, the life in Avatar land in the metaverse where you don't have to worry about that, and just plug in and give us your autonomy and all of your biometric data, and you too can live in a utopic little, basically hyperbaric chamber where you don't have to experience any of the bad.
And where they've already got something that is reading all your face and everything else and making it correspond to something else. How long before that's just Ready Player One, where he's got that special suit where the girl's playing with his crotch and everything? Why even leave your home? You get all the sensory experiences that you would get. You most likely are going to be able to act in ways that you couldn't act in the normal world. Woofta.
Yeah. I mean, Alul wrote The Technological Society in 1964, and he pointed out that the decision to recall General MacArthur was made by an electronic brain called the Washington Oracle. And then he questioned how many other, key decisions, were made by electronic brains, where they simply just put the information in, and then it spits out the answer of what the next decision is. Right?
Sure. Briefly, if I may, reflecting back on the weather map that I showed, the point of that is IBM owns the machines that predict the weather and give you the weather forecast. So they bought out Weather Underground. All the local meteorologists have been released. They say, we don't need you anymore. So they're maybe streaming on their own TikToks and lives, but they don't have the full audience of a 10 o'clock news or a morning news to tell you the weather. So it's a global culture concerned about all of the weather events everywhere else but outside your own door. So people are staying inside because it's too cold outside, or it's going to rain, or the rain hasn't come yet, but if I go outside, I'll still go wet. There's too much moisture, fighting against the natural world. And that all comes down to weather. So you check your iPhone, it has the weather app on the screen. It tells you today is not a good day. The weather is not good. Your mood needs to be just terrible because the sun isn't shining. It's not a beautiful day. So it already sours your mood and already tells you, it already entrains your brain to be upset about a bad weather day. And every day is a bad weather day because the pollen's too high. It's never a perfect day. So don't go outside. Don't go outside. And that's connected to IBM thinking machines doing the thinking for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, I think another work that that Alul wrote is called Propaganda. Right, it's one of his most famous works, and it ties to ideas that Uncle Ted explored in a work he titled "The System's Neatest Trick." Where he talks about two types of propaganda. Right, one is integration propaganda, and the other is to antagonize people. Right. And sort of to excite them against certain issues, and the other is sort of like just like like the weather and the community guidelines and C-SPAN and that's sort of like integration propaganda, right? Where it sort of is to educate people on their sort of civic duties, right? So there's this sort of controlled opposition within the methodology of how the propaganda system works, and he actually said that the only thing that justifies it is the technological society. So he said the technology goes hand in hand with the propaganda because it's the first time in history that they can communicate with hundreds and thousands of people at once, right? So
yeah, we're in an age of unprecedented the mass MK ultraing. We really are, and I feel like it's been slow dripped for about 40 years, 45 years, and in the last 10, they just opened up the tap a lot, because there used to be, every couple of years or maybe once or twice a year, a mass trauma event that would line up with something that Peter Dale Scott would refer to as a deep structural event. And now it's every fucking week or a couple of times a week. In fact, if you get the Marmot calendars from the AM Wake Up store, you're from Angela Anderson, who does them, you get a whole bunch of different stickers where you can just slap them on the calendar for individual psyops as they arise. And then you can make a little note and be like, hey, this crazy shit happened today because we still haven't figured out how to stop being robbed by bloodline pedophiles with scoliosis and fucking, weak knees.
That sounds amazing. Where are they for sale?
Well, you can go to they're all in every description at AM Wake Up, but Angela has a Ko-Fi and a PayPal that you can order them from. They're fantastic. I don't know if this is last year's Marmot calendar, but it's just you get delightful little images of all of the random psyops that come our way. Let's see. This is Dr. Fauci as a beagle, right?
Yeah.
And then I'm pretty sure that's Deborah Burks next to her. But yeah, the beagle is asking if you got your Fauci ouchie. This was Christmas 2024 when Netanyahu bombed Bethlehem on Christmas Day. I don't know if anybody remembers that or not, but the Israeli occupation force bombed the birthplace of Jesus on Christmas because they're our greatest ally.
Celebratory bombing.
But we commemorate these things on the show and put them into cartoon form because we live in a fucking cartoon. It's undeniable. We're in the dumbest of all possible timelines. It is the fault of a marmot who got into the Large Hadron Collider and forced a hard reset and placed us here, the dumbest of all possible timelines. It's not our fault, but we've got to at least accept it in order to move in it properly.
Always marmots too. That happens like every time.
Are you saying varmint?
Marmot.
With an M?
Marmot. Yes,
those things that'll jump over a cliff after the one in front of them goes, and they'll just keep jumping over the cliff.
It's the longest running lore out of all of the shows I've been doing for the last 9 years, Ted Allen. You'd think since we do a show together, you might have watched something else that I do once or twice and picked up on that. But no, it's all right. It's all right. We're merely colleagues. That's okay. It's okay.
I have a video of a marmot. We can confirm that it's not a varmint.
Marmots are varmints.
They are, but
not
they're
all-
also the best.
Not all
Truly.
varmints are marmots.
It looks like a beaver to me. What do I know?
It's like not all Sings are Sikhs, but all Sikhs are Sings. Not all marmots are varmints.
Not all Davids are. Never mind. I lost it.
Apply moisture to the marmot.
Not all Davids are Pajit, but all Pajits are David.
Right.
I don't know if they attempt to shave or remove the hair.
Oh, you don't want a shorn marmot. It is not attractive.
Are you getting the audio here?
No, you at least want to leave a landing strip on it. Something like
yeah.
that. You know what I mean? Otherwise, it's gross.
Just kind of get one of those painter rollers and just kind of apply it liberally to the back.
The
of
one you
marmot.
don't do though is the box car on a marmot. It's awful.
Man, that is a relaxed ass animal right there. I do not. If Gomez acted like that when I gave him a bath, I would be suspicious. I would wonder.
Fuck, dude.
You're sneaking out of the apartment at night. You're going down into fucking San Francisco or over into Oakland. You on that heron.
I think it's just because the marmot
Animals are
heard
the
that his
worst. Fucking the first time I gave McLickens a flea bath, he was the worst of them. He literally ran around the house like 6 times and then ran under the house the whole time doing this super high pitched yelp and hid under the house for like 3 hours.
A couple of years ago, when I was in Sonoma, I had to take Gomez to the feed store there and clip him into their dog wash station. And he was still trying to like move like it. He was not pleased with it. Now he's cool. I've figured out the proper schedule of bribery and everything else that like I need to do to get his fucking giant engine block headed bitch ass in the goddamn tub. Yeah. But
I just take a shower at the same time and I just have Christy grab because I gotta do 6 of them, so I just fucking have her march in one at a time and drag that fucker in with me like you're in it now.
Yeah. No, he really got so much better over the last like year and a half.
These guys got better.
So much.
It's not open WWF with these guys anymore, but they still don't like it. Like it's always the groups of 2, and whichever one's get in the shower, the other one sits out there and just shakes like you're about to abuse it or something. They just shake. Oh, you're like, oh my god.
Do you ever go down to the farmer or Tractor Supply? They've got the dog wash station there. For like $9, you can give your dog a bath. And they have like a dog washing bathtub that the dog can walk in. And then they used to have these like blow dryer, like reverse vacuum cleaners with heaters on them, so you could blow the dog dry. But
you gave your dog a blowjob?
Well,
Ted said blow the dog dry.
blow the dog dry.
He's like, I did not word it that way. I did not word it that way.
Ted Jimsworthy, in my experience, that's not how those work.
You're not allowed to film that, and you're certainly not allowed to share
work
that.
the opposite way.
Well, eventually the dog gets dry. So.
Right, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. But I never shower with my dog, Ed Bennington.
You know what? Like when I first became a dad, and I was 17, and my oldest daughter, I didn't you know, we were very uptight, like every brand new parent, especially being kids, and you fucking sterilize every nipple and every pacifier, and anytime they puke up a little bit, you get a new rag and you change their clothes and the whole nine, and you wash them in the sink in a very specific temperature and the little thingy. And I got 7 kids, so somewhere in there, I was just like, I just started yanking things in the shower with me, like, you know what? We're just going to get this all done at once, and I don't give a shit. Funny thing about all that, my oldest daughter scared shitless of water. All the kids that shower, and my oldest son scared shitless of water. All the other kids, it was the first 2 I didn't do that with. After that, I was like, I gave up. You know, like the fact is you're going to end up soaked when you give the kid a bath anyways. And so you might as well, let's just get this all done with. We can clean the bathroom afterwards. It's all done in one shot. And the other kids, none of them are scared of water. And I truly believe it's because they spent that time in the water and with water running over their face and stuff, because there's a shower where it was getting water in their face, but I was there. So they still felt safe. So their experience of water was in safety, where the other kids, the ones we gave the baths to in the sink, they cried about it the whole time, and neither of them 2 swim or do anything in water.
Send me an email.
We're gonna entertain this. Yeah.
So,
well, I'm going to read it since we're all just going to sit here quietly. It does have a podcast. Sincere query to Jem. Roughly, what's the going price for commissioning a bronze life-sized statue about the stature of Balderson with a regular viewer discount and is gifting statues legal?
Yes, gifting statues is totally legal. In fact, it's encouraged by me and this panel of Teds, I think. So yeah, I'll give you a killer deal.
Right? You can launder way more money when it's a gift.
Oh yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Nobody on this panel has had enough money to launder, so we have to say allegedly, not because we're trying to cover our asses, but because we just don't know.
Personal life experience of moving. Yeah.
I've laundered so much money.
I guess maybe the Machine Lies does have like $1 billion back there that he's created out in artwork. I don't know. I could be speaking out of pocket with this.
Are you Machine Lies? Are you a multi-millionaire or Nepo baby sitting on a fortune?
No, sir. No.
All right. No. If you were, would you tell us?
No, not I. No.
Yeah. That's kind of what I thought.
I knew it.
Do you possess a sweater, sir?
Oh yeah, great.
How many quarter zips do you own?
Could you for just a moment put the sweater on, pull the hood up over your head, so we may officially Ted-in you?
Oh yeah, we will give you. We will induct you as a Ted if you're able to come up with a hoodie and a pair of sunglasses, which you're already halfway there.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't have a hoodie at this age, at this late age.
Do you have a towel or blanket, a shawl?
Oh yeah, we got like a.
Okay.
All right, well, fake it, fucker. We're trying to help you out.
Yeah.
Yes, 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Burger King napkin.
Yeah, I wouldn't go out with the towel on the head, it's type of thing. I think that'll, misconstrue certain, things here.
Valid
Let's give
point.
the man a Ted name.
Let's
I
let's
don't
take
know.
clear of
The
that.
Machine Lies seems rather Ted appropriate.
It's very Ted appropriate.
Well, then you're Ted Sheen.
Ooh, Ted Sheen.
You are hereby Ted Sheen.
Pronounced China.
Where's his lightning music?
I'm trying to fucking find it.
I
You don't
hear
have
it.
it on a little button somewhere?
I just
I
have a
Uncle Ted or
memorized.
you?
You don't have the
did.
tune
I
in your
thought I
head.
had it on this one. I guess I'm gonna have to go bring it back because I saw it on.
We'll just kind of rock back and forth and bang our head to the tune that we can hear. We like a silent disco. Have you heard of those?
What the hell?
Silent disco.
Or only the people in the silent disco can hear the music in their head and they'll dance to it.
So
and
they're
no
all
one else can hear
dancing
it.
with no music?
Well,
Are they
you don't
sucking
hear the
on
music.
lollipops that make the music go through your bone things like that the thing that Machine Live showed us?
Well, I can't reveal the secrets to the silent disco on a Tuesday night on a free stream.
That's true.
Oh yeah, better wait.
That would be ridiculous.
It would not be appreciated. I did hear earlier the word resacralization.
That dude, I was having so hard to fucking not laugh about that because I was
it's desacralization. Yeah, it's
what I heard, Ted Chine.
It's
was
nothing to do with you,
resacralization.
Machine Lies. It's do you know who Marty Leeds is by chance?
Everybody knows who Marty Leeds is. He's all over the internet.
He's a Christian that does like gematria and has developed into quite the cult leader.
Lives in a yurt.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful structure.
Yeah, he starts talking about resacralizing things, and we have like this. I used to know the guy, you know.
Yeah,
so I mean,
resacralizing. I've not heard that one. Yeah, desacralizing of nature. You know, specifically.
Yeah.
I think that's like Rene Guénon or something like that. You know,
Oh yeah. He's an alchemist.
Yeah.
I know him.
Yeah, that's heavy duty. Yeah,
I have his fucking books.
Yeah, that's like Guénon and Evola. Yeah, that's a huge, that's heavyweight concept.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a great. His shit's pretty fucking great.
Oh yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah. Love the Renees. Can do no wrong.
Oh yeah.
Say her name.
I don't know how I missed that. Did you say that before? I don't know how I missed that the first time.
That's why I keep notes. I wrote it down. I use this technology called ballpoint pen. Sometimes.
All right, Helen Keller.
Do you keep those ballpoint pens in a sack vase?
Sometimes I have to replace the balls. But that's just a regular maintenance schedule.
That was gold, and Steve gave me nothing. For as many times he cries at you about not fucking laughing when he's putting them out, that was gold. I got nothing.
Well, because it wasn't Helen Keller, it was Anne Frank.
Anne Frank, okay, I fucked that up.
Oh,
that's the whole freaking Clark 2 thing with Helen Keller and Anne Frank.
Yeah.
And you fucked up the bit on two different parts. In fact, man, like that's it's
damn it.
Have you not been taking your fullness?
You know what? Marcus has an English accent sometimes. Marcus has an English accent sometimes.
It's Ted Allen to you, Ted Bennington.
Yeah, Ted Allen.
And look, anybody, dude, you could be as blind as Anne Frank and get that right. You could be.
But I don't have a ballpoint pen.
Anne Frank did. You're correct, Windhammer. Anne Frank invented the ballpoint pen. Al Gore invented pants and the internet.
Well, what else are you going to do while you're hiding in an attic from the evil Schnazis? But invent ballpoint pens and write diaries. That's like need is the mother of invention.
And we need to invent our own vocalization for the tedding ceremony so that we can just immediately do it.
I know. I like how
we played it last week. I don't know why it's not on the soundboard this week.
We just want it to be
like removed from the internet,
like a chest drumming. We could just beat our chest. Like,
could we at least give him the German one?
Do you hear that? Does that come through in the microphone?
Yeah,
poorly.
Or we could just plosives like a beatboxing.
Let me see what I can't come up with here.
Is it kind of a 4 on the floor thing? Is it kind of just a rhythmic drumming we're looking for?
She invented the vibrating pen also.
Helps the ink to cover the balls more efficiently.
Yeah, it gets that pen prostate loosened up so the fluid doesn't get jammed.
So if we rest the tongue at the top of our mouth and we just kind of, is that kind of what we're going for?
I don't
Kind
know.
of like a marching band and a wind instrument.
That's not gonna do it, man.
No reeds.
This is actually kind of frustrating.
giving me
We
shit
did the whole
about
fucking
fucking
bit
up
with
and
Scott
I'm
last
scared of
week.
jokes.
I put the thing on the board. It was on the
Yeah.
board. I saw it yesterday. I don't know why it's not there. I really don't. And now when I like go to grab a freaking MP3 of it, it's way more difficult to find than it was a week
Don't want to
ago.
jump to
Huh?
conclusions, but is this Russian interference in real time?
This is some three-letter organizations, agencies.
It's Putin himself.
We talked about Pooh Bear over in China. We denied the existence of panda bears one too many times.
We also showed a fat black bear.
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
We
yeah,
said
that was a
fat
bad
black bear.
All right. Well, I get a bounce.
Yeah, bounce. You haven't even played the Tedning music.
I have limited hours between now and my next show, and significant work to do between that. So
we'll have vocal band practice. We'll enunciate sort of the plosive tones to kind of do a marching beat.
Music.
We what? Who, huh?
He's playing the German music, something.
Oh,
Ted Chine has been his
okay.
process of setting.
In ass.
Salute however you feel.
Well, we had to give him something to be an official Ted.
It's true. It's
There
true.
has to be music.
I'm blaming this on Steve.
Ceremony. Not all is lost. Not all is pomp and circumstance. Erica Kirk did it.
That's who I would blame.
Oh man, I do wish I had the other soundboard here because I have a sound drop of Erica Kirk explaining the judicial system.
Oh yeah,
is absolutely priceless. It is. It's fantastic.
What's up, Michael?
How many boards you got?
The two inside StreamYard.
So they're virtual boards.
They're just you can upload sound drops directly, which I did with the nighting thing last week, but it didn't fucking show up. I don't know, whatever. But
is it in the other show?
No, it was. It ain't now. I don't know.
Can we talk about surfboards and boogie boards next week?
You guys can talk about whatever you want to, but I gotta bounce. So
Mark Steve's gonna be there. Night, Steve.
Dollar rad.
I'm
in the shower.
I'm gonna remove the Rumble stream and just let me know when you're
Night,
done.
Rumble.
Good night, Rumble.
Good night, Rumble.
What is your living situation like, Machine Lies?
Good night, Steve.
I am possibly moving to Ohio soon. So yeah, I'm in the process of moving to Ohio.
Are you moving to a city or what's the deal there?
Yeah, like kind of like close to like Hamilton and right, like that sort of region, right?
True or false? Ohio is for lovers.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Four
That's
of 'em?
kind of why I'm moving there.
Approximately 4.
But yeah,
After 4 ex-wives, they kick you out. So make them.
When are you moving?
Do you have interest? Any interest in trying to live that the off-grid type life or anything like that?
oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, a lot of interest in that. Yeah, but more so in talking about technical complexity, right? Because I'm sort of a student of of Dr. David Skrbina, right? So he sort of helped compose that work, Technological Slavery, right, with Uncle Teddy, right? Because he was writing him letters in the jail. So so that's more he comes at it from more of a philosophical angle, right? Looking at like the history of the development of technology and about certain ideas. So they sort of disagree with Uncle Teddy to a certain extent, right? Especially Alul disagrees with him because Alul is sort of like a Christian anarchist, right? So his idea of sort of resisting the system is to create parallel situations, right, that can sort of mirror the technical complexity, right, where people could sort of live in the technological world but not be affected by it. And he called these people like sort of like mutants, right, that could sort of transcend the technological world, right, by dealing with it. But for Skrbina, he's sort of talking about how you have to sort of gradually reduce the use especially the use of mechanical technology to about 1200
Wow.
AD, where
Wow.
where you get rid of clocks, right? So he wants to get rid of the clock, right? So he thinks the clock was a pivotal changing point, right, when they invented the mechanical gears.
Oh,
Right? It
absolutely.
took us away from I'm sort of being in tune with the cycles of nature, right? He's sort of a panpsychist, so he thinks that nature is basically like God, right? And he's more of of a guy who thinks that mind and nature are sort of like the same thing, right? So we're like living in a sort of mind, right? But it's also made up of minds, right? So he thinks like all of nature.
So he's just basically a typical pagan with only pagans typically anthropomorphized their the aspects of nature.
Yeah,
so they took those aspects and gave them names and whatnot, but then also there was an overall general system to it.
Yeah, he's more looking at it from the view of Heraclitus, right? He's like very much like into philosophy. Like I went to Athens to study with him, right? Because he's like really like obsessed with Greek philosophy, right? So he studied the pre-Socratics, and there's a guy named Heraclitus who says that nature is sort of like a creative fire, right? And sort of it's like creating itself all the time. And he also said that war is the father of all things. So it's kind of like war and strife sort of cause everything to change. And he kind of described how nature is made of like these opposites, and things sort of oppose each other. And he said there's no such thing as being, there's only becoming, right? So he said like so he got like pretty deep into the metaphysics of it all, right? But yeah, so we've been talking about Heraclitus, and he's sort of like pre-Stoic, right? See, the Stoics, they sort of thought of nature as God, right? But
you say Heraclitus, someone else might say Heraclitus.
Yeah, Heraclitus. Yeah, there's a clit in there.
Only becoming.
Yeah, there's a giant clit in there. Yeah,
there's a rumor that it's like a real thing, but nobody knows.
You see the side chat, Jim? You should find that and answer that after Machine Lies is done talking here.
Can I go back for a second about the mutants? I had a question about that.
Yeah, you're off the clock, Jim.
So they live in the in the world with the technology, but they live outside of it. Is it like using, like I had this hashtag I used to say, friend zone the New World Order, or friend zone the NWO. And the idea was like there's like a meme where there's like there's like all these girls in a hot tub with like a nerdy kid, and like he's like it's his hot tub, but they like wanted to go in the hot tub, so they friend zoned him so that they can use the hot tub but like not be romantically attached to him. And I see the new world order and the technology beast like that. Like I'm not gonna like build my life on it, but I might use parts of it, like the internet, like to talk to you guys, and AI to, answer some questions sometimes. I'm not going to use it as my doctor, but it helps out. I feel like I friend zoning the new world order is kind of friend zone the beast. Like don't build your life around it. Build a separate life next to it, but don't say fuck you. Like take what you can use. Is
Yeah,
that like
if
a
you look up like his development of this idea of personalism, it's pretty interesting. It has a lot of like sort of mechanics to how it's run. But the main credo of it is again this idea of plan locally, think globally, right? You're sort of foisted into a global situation, right, where you have to sort of decide local factors within it. So some of the ideas that people have come up to is this idea, obviously that Uncle Ted mentions, right, about how wild nature is sort of the antithesis of industrial society, right? So he says, the people that are against the technological society, they should see wild nature as the ideal, right? So sort of this idea of replanting wild nature, right? Or sort of an idea of community forestry, right? Where people figure out what plants, are indigenous to their area, and then sort of commence with the, replanting of wild nature, and sort
to
of,
thrive? Because
oh yeah,
you can eat like I got this app where I can take a picture of a plant and figure out what it is. It tells me. So I like let my yard. I hate lawns. I don't mow lawns. Just like let it go for a couple of years, and I've got all these beautiful plants. So I went around like figured out what they all were, and the app doesn't tell you if you can eat it or not. So I'd have to like cross reference in a book. Is it an herb? Is it medicinal? And I like we got like a whole garden in our front lawn. Like me and my wife would go out there and pick a whole big bowl full of plants and make a salad out of it and eat it. It's just insane. People don't even
yeah.
realize.
Yeah, and there's a whole series of thinkers, like Ivan Illich, E.F. Schumacher, and Petty Linkola, right, who describe like radical solutions, right, to like sort of in terms of deep ecology, right? So there's a lot of ideas, in conservationism and deep ecology that sort of deal with wild nature and how to make that, your ideal, right? And be in service of that instead of being in service of the the world technological system, right?
Petty Linkola, is that her real name or her nom de plume?
That's a dude from Finland, right?
Say it again.
Petty. Yeah, Petty is his first name, Petti, and then
Okay.
Linkola. Yeah. And he is a pretty much a radical thinker, a lot like Uncle Teddy. But one of the main guys is this dude named Ivan Illich, right? Illich, right? Who's sort of, he wrote a book called Deschooling Society. And he wrote another book, I believe, called Energy and Equity, right? About how like, cars and different, systems of technology that we've implemented sort of having a large scale impact on, on communities, right?
Why schools might be disabling your ability to learn. Ivan Illich.
Oh yeah, it's great stuff. Yeah.
Villain like a villain. Why is Ivan always got that terrible reputation?
And Wonder Wild Treehouse Pirates, the gentleman who asked about the statue earlier, wanted to know about possibly having a contest and for somebody like throughout the year who displays the most Uncle Ted type characteristics. And his example would be like somebody that lives in their father's basement and saves up and buys a piece of property on his own. He would be a contender, a sincere man up award. I think that would be absolutely awesome.
Yeah, well, I don't know if you guys know this, but Uncle Teddy was actually getting, a lot of money from his parents to go live in a cabin. So, so that was actually happening. So he did not go independent from his brother and his parents, and that was part of the problem with this sort of lifestyle, right? He had to sort of still get help from others in order to sustain it, and that's what it gave him up, eventually.
100%, 100%, and it's not, definitely not easy to go completely off grid, and yet,
right,
because you've got to be a hybrid with the system, as you were talking about earlier. No matter what you do, unless you live in a spot that has no taxes and you somehow are supporting every single need you have, you're gonna need money, and so you either got to figure out how to make money outside of the system to use inside of the system so you can navigate the system, or have a benefactor.
Yeah, and I mean, I saw Gemsworthy, sort of asking about that too. I put a video in the back about that,
Oh, you did?
little thing from Alul, explaining this concept,
Thank
if you guys are interested.
In the back. And where?
Good stuff. Yeah, I see the links here in the studio chat. We'll save all those links. I'm putting them in the
in the share. In the share, I just shared it. So,
like in California,
yeah, we're not able to bring up the shares
you.
at the moment.
Oh, whoops.
So we won't be able to screen share anything. That's power bestowed only to the Ted bouncers.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, no worries. Yeah.
Should we move over to the control studio that we have?
That is one of the benefits of the after party. Yeah. The de-escalation station.
Yeah, we will have to start setting up with the other. Well, Steve was going to fix it on StreamYard, so we could not have that problem. Either that, or we need to start using the other one.
Well, to next week, I'm done with. I'm done this week with swimming lessons. So
congratulations.
Do you know how to swim now?
Butterfly stroke or breaststroke?
Nice. Can you do the breaststroke?
I mostly just doggy paddle around and catch little floating balls.
Oh, okay. It seems good enough. That would have saved you in the Titanic, anyways.
Multicolored floating balls.
Good that the balls float.
It's a warm pool.
All right, guys.
They think you'd have to swim to the bottom and pick them up.
You never know how it got so warm in there, but
we if you didn't catch it, we had a hell of a week. I think I've been streaming for like 5 days in a row or some shit like that.
Are you addicted to streaming?
Right. Oh man, I was so worn out last night. Well, last night was Christy, but like 4 days before that, we had some heaters on Sarah Tomato's channel. Mm-hmm. And so everybody can go check those out. Beth Mayhew, we went on her channel. So
if you guys didn't know, Benjamin Balderson is a big deal. He's becoming a big thing. Everybody wants to ask him questions. Pretty cool.
You bet. So
he's like chat daddy.
You think that Ted has gone to his head?
But for everybody else, after check those out, we'll get some more stuff going this week. Well, again, we're working on the more stuff. I hope everybody enjoyed the intro. That's my boy Freddie Badger. Check out his. Oh God! Wait till you see it after the show. It's great. My boy, he has a album called Good Time and People. Check out Freddie Badger. He is the best. And we love you guys. If you're not a member, come on over, and we're about to start the after member section. We will leave it not members for a few minutes. Machine Lies, if you want to pop in and say hi, and then we'll send a link to you so you can jump into the show and continue if you want. If not,
Yeah, we'd love to talk
it was great having you, sir.
Where's this happening at, or when do you guys stream?
I'll start it up as soon as we end this one. I'll start it up.
Yeah, stick around after the
Stay
stream
in the
ends.
StreamYard.
We got to switch to a different StreamYard so give me like 2 minutes and that stream will pop up. Just jump in it and say, here I am, and I'll drop you the link and you can jump backstage with us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good night, YouTubes.
Yeah, blessings. Yeah, I could come through for a little bit. Yeah.
All right.
Good night, you
Night,
too.
guys. Love you guys.
Love y'all. Remove.
All right. I'll go
Once
set the other
all
one up.
Make sure you remove your source, Balderson, from the
remove
StreamYard.
your source.
I removed it, didn't I?
Send your message to
Verify on the top right that you remove
Ted
it so we
Steves.
end the streams.
Stream
All
this
right,
to your
hold
audience.
on.
Yeah.
I got to pop back over here. Yep. It's the blue box now. All right. I'm setting up the other stream. I'll see you guys in there. And like I said, it'll pop up in just a minute. Machine Lies on my channel.
I think it's still streaming. Gemsworthy, did you end the stream in this StreamYard?
I ended mine. Yes.
Let's see.
I think Steve needs to end his.
No, he ended his to Rumbles.
Yeah, I think
Let's see.
I don't know where it's streaming. I can't access it. I quit mine and it says stream this to your audience.
It's ended on Rumble.
Did Ben end his?
Balderson. Let's see. No, he's got the members only stream up, so I think this one ended.
He's got the members only. We will send you, or actually put the link in here and
Yeah, I've got it now. Let me just
stick it in the chat. Let me copy these Machine Lies. Thank you for these.
There's
Enable
the book ending in 926.
symbols.
What's that?
It's in the studio chat here in this StreamYard. The link to the next
All right, see you
StreamYard.
guys. Yeah, see you guys.
See you on the other side.
Yeah, on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna copy these because I won't be able to get in here.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Good stuff.
See you on the flip side.
Indeed.
And if anybody else is watching here live, we'll see you over there. Go to Weaving Spiders Webs or Benjamin Balderson for the freebie. And then join Benjamin Balderson's members only. It's good stuff. All right, you gonna send Cheney the? Because I can send
You
it to her.
betcha.
Copy. All right, see you in a couple. And I'm out. Bye.